Good afternoon, guys. Bill McMillan here with IndyWX.com. Just about 3 o'clock as we record this video update, and we notice a couple of areas of more concentrated thunderstorm activity. First, across far southern portions of the state along the Kentucky state line, and then across northwestern Indiana as well. We'll zoom in here just a little bit into central Indiana. Some widely scattered thunderstorms out there north of I-70 this afternoon, and I think overall coverage will be diminished from what we saw yesterday, though some local downpours certainly will be possible with the moisture that is in the air here. Taking a look at what the high-resolution simulated radar product would show this evening, would show just continued widely scattered thunderstorm development across the state. Many more dry hours, and in fact, most folks will stay dry across Indiana as we go through the afternoon and evening hours. I think Sunday will be a drier day as a whole across the entire state, but late Sunday night into Monday morning, we're going to have to keep an eye on the first of a series of thunderstorm complexes dialed up this week. This may clip southwestern Indiana, again, late Sunday night and early Monday, and thereafter, the week ahead will be rather busy and active with additional thunderstorm development as we progress through the week. This is a look at the 12Z output of rainfall from the GFS forecast model, and as you can see, a wet time of things across the area over the upcoming 7 to 10 day period. And really, as we progress through the next couple of weeks, this is a look at the ensemble data. We'll show you that we remain in an active pattern, and one that features a northwest flow aloft along with the primary ridge axis to our southwest. And while we will deal with periods of hot, humid weather at times, this is August after all, or soon to be, I should say, the dominant weather pattern is going to feature a northwest flow aloft, which will offer up the chances of numerous thunderstorm potential into mid-August and really into late August as well. I just don't see this pattern breaking down as we go through the last month, hard to believe, of meteorological summer. Meanwhile, the worst of the heat will remain off to our southwest as well. So anyway, we'll put this into motion. This is early August, August 2nd to be exact, and we will deal with a couple of days of hot, humid weather next week. But again, as has been the case for the most part this summer, it's very transient, in and out type heat, and the mean ridge position will likely back west and be centered over the southwestern portion of the country as we go deeper into the month. We know what this means all too well with that subtle northwest flow aloft. We'll have to keep our eyes out for thunderstorm potential and locally heavy rain. Also, certainly not saying it's going to be cool relative to normal. It looks like a rather average month to me, with the temperature pattern, I should say, wetter than average from a precipitation perspective. Overall, nothing too serious, though, in terms of heat, at least locally across the state and the Ohio Valley for that matter, as we continue to progress this into the middle part of the month. Again, you know the drill at this point. Mean ridge axis to our southwest, that magic 588 line right through central Indiana, and that is where storms will likely track, and off and on variety as we go through early and middle parts of the month. It's a wet pattern, no doubt about it, compared to normal as we put the GFS ensemble 7-day increments here. Precipitation anomaly into motion. We'll just continue to really focus in on the Midwest and the Corn Belt for the most likely area for above normal precipitation. Interesting also to note the Western Gulf. This could be associated with some tropical activity as we go through the first 10 days of August. Tropics certainly are heating up. But again, extending this into the middle part of the month, you get the same general idea. It's a wet and active pattern. Frequent storms as we go through the next couple of weeks. This is a look at the latest sea surface temperature anomaly, and you know the drill at this point. If we're approaching the last month of meteorological summer, our thoughts and research certainly begins to increase with the fall and winter months ahead, and it's looking quite interesting. This time last year, we thought we were probably heading for a rather significant La Nina for the upcoming winter this year, and more and more that's looking like it's not going to be the case. If anything, in fact, it looks like a rather neutral signal, maybe a slight weak La Nina given the data that we see right now, but we'll keep an eye on it. Very interesting to note some of the forecast model data that's beginning to come in early on here, suggesting again, if you take the CFSV2 latest run at least, it's more of a weak El Nino look with that positive PDO. Certainly some interesting times as we loom into the fall and winter months ahead. I will say a blend of the data that we look at right now would lead us to think that a neutral to slightly, a very weak La Nina combined with a positive PDO is what is ahead for the upcoming winter, and in return certainly sets up our particular part of the country for the potential of rather active and interesting times, if you catch my drift, as we rumble into the meteorological winter. Guys, that will do it for the Saturday afternoon video update. Make it a great weekend, and we'll talk with you soon on ndwx.com.